boys and girls. I have some cubes this morning, and when we see these cubes, we oftentimes think of our fact families. And today, we're gonna get to start talking about a new fact family. Now, usually in class, when we do our fact families, we get to use our fun little shapes and die-cut cutouts and write our addition ones down and write our subtraction ones down and go around the room and test our partners and test our friends. But today, it's just me. And so we're gonna be talking about our new fact family. So here's our cubes that we have. And right now at your seats, you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We've been working on our 11 fact family, those addition problems, those parts that equal to the whole of 11, and then starting with our whole number 11 and subtracting the rest of our parts. But today, dun, 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 we get to add another cube. So we are doing the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 fact family. And so we're practicing adding all of our different addition problems and subtraction problems in that fact family. So we're gonna go through it. As I say this, I would love for you to write this down. Maybe you have a whiteboard at home, maybe you have a piece of paper, but I'm gonna work on separating these cubes in different ways to show that 12 fact family. So I'm just gonna take one off. So that means we have 11 cubes plus 1 equals 12. I'm gonna put it back together. I'm gonna take 2 cubes off. That means I have 10 cubes plus 2 more equals 12. There's our whole number. I'm gonna put it back together. I'm gonna take off 3 cubes. Ooh, this is getting tricky. How many do I have on this side? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, plus 3 more, put them together, equals 12. I'm gonna take 4 off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, plus 4 more, equals 12. I'm gonna take off 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus 7, putting it together, equals 12. Then I'm gonna take off 6. I noticed something. When I take off 6, if I stack them on top of each other, they're the same. So that tells me I know half of 12 equals 6, dividing them into halves. We've been working on our fractions on halves and thirds and fourths. So I know half of 12 is 6. So 6 plus 6 equals 12. Then it's just the reverse addition problem when I start to go back the other direction. Then I have 7 and 5, and I continue down. So we know there are less problems with our addition fact family because they can reverse, they can switch, and it's the exact same problem. But we know that's not the case when we subtract. When we subtract, there are all of the different subtraction problems because you can't reverse when we subtract. You have to start with that 12 whole number and take away a smaller number. So you start with 12, you take away 1, it equals 11. Putting it back together. Start with 12, take away 2, it equals 10. Put it back together. Starting with 12, take away 3, it equals, tricky, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Put it back together. Start with 12, take away 4, it equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Back together. Start with 12, take away 5, it equals 7. Start with 12, take away 6, it equals 6. Remember that half and half. Put it back together. Start with 12, take away 7, it equals 5. Starting with 12, take away 8, it equals 4. Starting with 12, take away 9, it equals 3. And starting with 12, take away 10, it equals 2. Starting with 12, oh no, take away 11, it equals 1. And last one, starting with 12, take away 12, and it equals 0. So I just use my cubes to do this, but boys and girls, I want you to look around your home to see what different objects can you put together to make 12 objects. And I want you to work on today taking away those fact families and putting them together, doing the addition and the subtraction today as you do that. So I use my cubes, but you can find different things at home. Maybe you want to use cotton balls, maybe you have blocks, maybe you want to use Legos. Use different objects at home today and practice putting together that 12 fact family and also subtracting it away. Your worksheet today looks like this. At the top, we have something a little different. We're using our missing part. So we have our part at the top, the missing part in the middle, and our whole number at the bottom. So I'm going to take a minute and review that missing part and how we're going to find that. So in class, we always talk about part, whole. How there are two parts that put together to make a whole. If we're adding, those parts are next to the addition sign, and it's after the equal sign, we have the whole number. But if we're subtracting, we have to start with that whole number, and then we subtract one of the parts, and then we get the answer as one of the parts. So, but today, our missing part are in addition problems. So on our whiteboards, what we would usually do in class is we have our square. And then we divide it in half, and we know down below, this is where our whole number goes. And at the top, we have our two parts. So we practice that part, and they come together at the bottom as a whole. So if you're looking at your math paper, all of our whole numbers today are the number 12. All of those problems have the number 12 because that's the fact family we're focusing on. So now we're going to figure out our different parts. So if you look at the first problem, we have 5 as our whole number. So I'm going to use my cubes. You can pause this video at any time, go around, find 12 things, and use them and move them around on a board or on a piece of paper that you have at home. 5 is the first part that we have. So I'm going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cubes, and I'm going to put it on this side. And I'm going to write down the number 5. I know I have 5 cubes as one of my parts. But I started with 12, so you're going to count how many cubes do you have left that's going to equal your other part. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I know that my missing part is equal to 7. So 7 is going to be that answer that goes in that missing part right there. That's what you can do through each of these problems today as you go through missing part on your paper. Also, parents, I want to let you know that if there are different problems on the math worksheets that says what the teacher says or the teacher gives you example problems, you can go ahead and make those up, work on those with your child. We're now all the way up to the 12 fact family with addition and subtraction. So continue practicing those math facts at home, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Bye, guys.